Hello and welcome to PrepEve, where we revolutionize how you prepare for IELTS. It's a brand new day and I have a brand new success story with me. Please welcome Yugandhar, and over to you now. I want you to introduce yourself and then we'll move ahead.
Okay, my name is Yugandhar Jalandhar. I'm a student currently planning to go to Canada and pursue my master's. So that's pretty much it from my side.
All right. So what are you currently doing? I mean, have you cleared your college, post-graduation, graduation?
Yeah, I've graduated from a lovely professional university. Then I've
All
given
right.
my IELTS. Now,
Okay, that's great. That's great. And now, since you have cleared your IELTS test with flying colors, could you please share your scores with us?
okay, I got overall of 8 with listening and reading getting 8.5
Mhm.
and writing a 7 and speaking 7.5.
Okay, and that's an overall 8, which is an amazing score. And let me tell you guys, this was his first attempt, and he managed to score something that a lot of students who are aiming for their IELTS general training would want to score. So he's already scored more than 8,777. However, he has taken the academic test because he wants to pursue his higher education in Canada. So, how did you manage to do it? What were your strategies, and how did you prepare?
Honestly, it just boils down to consistency,
Mhm.
like putting the effort, even if it's just for an hour a day,
Mhm.
trying to, analyze my scores, where I'm doing wrong, where I'm doing right. I did not do this every day, obviously, but
Mhm.
I just allotted the time to
Mhm.
study.
Mhm.
That's
Okay. So you allotted specific amount of time. So was it 1 hour every day or more than that?
no, it's not
Fixed.
consistent for the time period, but I, I promised myself to study from 6 to as long as I can go, minimum being 1
6
hour.
p.m. Is
Yeah,
it?
6.
Okay, and that included the classes as well.
Yes, that included the class.
Okay, great. So which one of the modules was the most difficult one for you?
I should say writing.
Writing. Okay. So what were the areas that you were struggling with, and how did you overcome? Because you've scored 7 in writing, and which is a good number, I guess. I mean, that's the minimum that's desired for general training. So if you've already reached that level, if you practice a little more, you can definitely cross the barrier of 7 as well. So what were the problem areas, and how did you overcome?
The main problem for me regarding writing was putting my thoughts in a literature form, basically. I
Mm-hmm.
will have all these good ideas about this. Task 2 was hard
Mm-hmm.
from task 1 because I have to imagine something and put it down on a paper mostly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'll get all these ideas in my mind,
Mm-hmm.
which initially, on themselves, they were great, but when I wrote it down, they did not look as good as they should be.
Mm-hmm.
Then, like I said, I just practiced. One good thing I did is I watched a lot of videos and found this sort of trend, and I incorporated that trend into my writing.
All right. That's great. That's
And
great.
also, you guys helped me a lot, obviously.
Okay. That's nice. So, see, for writing, it's basically practicing. You just have to practice, figure out your weak areas, as he mentioned. I mean, this applies for all the modules. You have to figure out where are you going wrong. Till the time you're not sure about where you're going wrong, where you're missing out on, then you can't work on that particular part and you cannot work on getting better. So, to get better, you actually have to figure out the loopholes and the mistakes that you're making over and over again. So that is something that's really essential. What about speaking? Because writing and speaking are the two modules that a lot of students, especially the ones for the academic test, struggle with. So any tips on that?
Speaking, I think it mostly comes down to the nervous and mental situation of the candidate.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, I think anyone can manage to get 7 or at least 6.5
Mm-hmm.
with the correct amount of preparation. But the people who tend to score less or less than that, I think it's just their nervousness getting to them in the
Mm-hmm.
exam.
Okay, so
So
he's very modest about it. I didn't do anything. It's just not being nervous. Okay, so that's really nice. So yeah, obviously you have to not be anxious, and I know it's easier said than done. So you have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
prepare
One tip I
yourself.
had is like, which is I've learned from my college, my soft skills sir. He he gave me this one tip, which is like talk to yourself in the mirror or record
Yes,
yourself
of
and
course.
review
Yes.
it.
Mm-hmm. This is
Which
also something that we tell students to do.
yeah,
Yes.
like in a way, it gives us an objective perspective from how
Mm-hmm.
we are presenting our ideas. So
Yes,
it actually
absolutely.
helped me a lot. I did not think it would help as much as it did.
Mm-hmm. No, it really does. There are two things that happen. Number one, when you're standing in front of the mirror, you are creating an audience for yourself because you're seeing yourself in the mirror. So you have a person who's staring at you, or who's looking at you, and you have to speak. So you get that audience feel. So you get more confident. And number two, you listen to yourself speak, which is very rare. We always speak when we have to speak to a second or third person. We never speak to our own selves. We just, think in our mind. So when you speak to your own self, and when it is spoken out and you're looking yourself into the mirror, that time, you kind of comprehend yourself and you figure out your weak areas as well. So that's a great advice. Yes, please spend at least 15 to 20 minutes every day. Pick any topic of your interest. It could be something as basic as pollution to something that is so common these days, which is COVID
Yeah, it doesn't
19.
even have to be any specific topic. Just
Yeah, it could be anything that you like to talk about. You could introduce yourself into the mirror,
yeah,
right?
just get comfortable with talking.
Yes, get comfortable with speaking and talking to someone, or basically to yourself, and also get comfortable to listening to yourself. That's something that's very rare and would definitely help you out. Wonderful. Anything that you would want to add on for listening and reading? Again, it's amazing, 8.5 in both of these modules. So
I
how
mean,
did you
I
practice?
just think it's personally coming from me having a good background by honestly watching movies a lot.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that helped me.
Hmm.
And
For the
it's
listening part, right?
yeah, for the listening part with the accents and all. And honestly, writing, I'm surprised as well because I did not think it will be that good.
Hmm.
Uh, just concentrate. That's it for reading. For
Okay.
listening, also, it's a typical advice. Just practice more. There's a lot of
Practice more and stay
books
attentive.
on YouTube,
Mhm.
or just listen to our trainers mostly.
Yeah, so listening to trainers is also important because they'll guide you. Sometimes you know the things, but it's not explicitly told to you, and that's when you kind of get stuck. So if something is explicitly told to you, you would remember it for a longer duration, and the chances of you implementing it in your test and during your preparation also increases. So of course that's there, definitely. So that's wonderful. And coming to the next part, so I remember you told me you've taken your test on computer. So
Mhm.
how was the experience, and would you advise other students to take the test on computer, or would you ask them to go for the paper based test?
Yeah, I would recommend them to go to the computer test
Mm-hmm.
because I have like few reasons for it.
Mm-hmm.
Number one being you can change the answers.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
Like there would be no striking or erasing.
Mm-hmm.
It would be as if it's the first time you've written it.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one, it helped me. I think I got this much in reading because of the we can make a little highlights
Mm-hmm.
and we can even write down the notes there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have time, obviously, if you have time,
Mm-hmm.
that would come in handy. Like mark that question and you can come back to it.
Of course.
So computer delivered would be easier to me at least than let's
Okay.
say paper based.
All right. So basically, whatever he said, he's correct. But also, the ones who are preparing for the paper based test, let me just add a couple of things. Of course, you can backspace, and it's like as if you're writing for the first time, as he mentioned in computer delivered. In any case, it's not that in paper based test you cannot erase or strike. You're allowed to do that. So it's not going to lead to some negative marking, or you will not be penalized for it. However, obviously, as he mentioned, it would be neater, and of course, there are no signs of something having been written even before that. So that is one thing. The other one, the highlighting part that he mentioned, of course, you get tools when you're taking the computer delivered test. You can underline, you can highlight, you can make notes and all of that. And that facility is very much available in your paper-based test as well. So you can
Like
underline on the question paper.
if you guys are comfortable with like keyboard,
Yeah.
I would advise to go with computer delivered because
Of course, right. I just wanted to clarify it to the audience. It's obviously a personal choice, nothing like that. And of course, see, nowadays, I would say our generation, the ones who are recently graduating or maybe post graduating, just entered the job market, this generation is obviously more comfortable with computers. So we all have laptops. Most of us also submit our assignments and projects by typing it, right? So if that's the case, if you're comfortable, if you have a good typing speed, I would consider this element to be the most important one. So if you have a good typing speed and you can type fast enough to complete about 150 plus 250 words in 1 hour, then you can go for it. Otherwise, if if you work as our parents do by clicking on each and every key separately with one finger, then it's going to be problematic. Then you shouldn't be taking the computer delivered test. Okay, that's nice. Any parting words, any advice that you would want to give to the future aspirants? Anything that you want to share? It could be anything.
yeah, it's
Any
just
any any misconceptions that you had about IELTS that have been broken down now that you have taken the test? Anything of that sort?
yeah. Actually, I thought it would be a lot harder than it was.
Mm-hmm.
It won't be as hard as you guys think it is, and don't go thinking it would be some advanced like English test. It's not. It's just they'll test your basics. Be good at your basics and you'll do great.
Of course, he's absolutely right. It's not difficult. So I interviewed another student last week or something, and she mentioned that she thought it would be like board exams. So it's
Yeah,
definitely
honestly,
not.
I thought it would be like board exams too.
Okay, you too. So a lot of people have this misconception. It's not going to be like your board exams. It's definitely not like that. This is just another English proficiency test. And why are you supposed to take the test? Because the people, like, not the people, the country that you're moving to, they basically want to assess whether you can survive in an English speaking country or not. So if they see that, okay, you have a basic level of listening, reading, writing, and speaking, they'll welcome you wholeheartedly. So that's the process, and that's the reason why you have to take this test, nothing else. Yeah. Anything that you
And
would like to add on?
like in the end, shout out to you guys at PrepEve. You guys are great.
Thank you so much. Means a
Because
lot.
like even though I think I had a good amount of knowledge, you pointed me in the right direction to go. No matter the amount of knowledge we have, we need someone to guide us, and you guys guided me greatly. So I'm
Thank you
thankful for
so
that.
much. Means a lot. Really humbled. And I am really, really happy and proud of the fact that you were able to score such a brilliant score in the very first attempt. And kudos to you. I hope you get a great college or university of your choice. And if you need any help with your admission process, shortlisting of colleges, or guidance with which course you should move on with, or pursue, then we are here to help you out. I hope you're aware of the fact that we offer consultation for the same. So feel free to reach out to us, and see you soon. If you need any help, as I mentioned earlier, we are here to do though.
Thank
Okay,
you.
chalo, that's it for today. Thank you so much for sparing time. Thank you so much for being here and helping the audience with your strategies and your preparation trips. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.